What do women really mean when they call fit older men intimidating? Intimidating is the word women use when a man's physical presence creates an instant power imbalance we didn't consent to feeling. A fit older man triggers a specific type of attraction that's layered with competence, resource awareness, and the undeniable evidence that he's mastered delayed gratification. Three things that bypass logical assessment and hit directly at primal selection instincts. Number one, intimidating means out of my league. There's a quiet difference between being noticed and being felt. Most men chase being noticed. They buy attention, chase admiration, or seek proof of worth from people who haven't earned the right to define it. But when a man carries himself with quiet certainty, when his presence feels like stability in motion, women don't see competition. They sense calibration. It's not that she thinks she can't have you, it's that she's aware she would have to rise to deserve proximity. Intimidating isn't rejection, it's recognition. It means your calmness has weight. Your composure feels expensive. The kind of expensive that can't be bought, only built. When a woman calls a man intimidating, she's admitting, often unwillingly, that he's mastered something she hasn't yet. Control, purpose, and emotional economy. There's a type of conversation that doesn't rely on charm. A woman meets a man whose energy doesn't rush to impress her. It evaluates softly without performance. Suddenly, light topics feel heavier. Words carry consequence, and silence becomes a test she's trying to pass. That's not intimidation, that's calibration. But it's not the muscles that do it, it's what those muscles represent. Let's unpack that next. Number two, discipline is more attractive than looks. Most men decorate their surface, thinking polish will disguise their lack of depth. They chase temporary aesthetics, expensive shoes, louder cars, quick fitness bursts, but nothing lasting ever grows from impulse. What lasts is rhythm. The rhythm of repetition. The rhythm of showing up when no one claps. Discipline is the quiet signature of power. It's what turns potential into presence. A fit man doesn't showcase muscle. He showcases the receipts of years spent resisting comfort. That's not vanity. That's structure in motion. Abs aren't built in the gym. They're rented by whoever pays inconsistency. And that payment is daily, silent, and sometimes boring. But what it earns is influence. Because people, especially women, recognize the difference between decoration and direction. Discipline does more than build bodies. It exposes something most men don't even realize they're revealing. Number three, fit older men expose lazy younger ones. Youth is loud. It relies on momentum, not mastery. Most men assume that because they're younger, they hold the natural advantage. Faster metabolism, higher energy, more flexibility. But endurance humbles impulse. A man who's carried strength through time doesn't just work out. He's refined how he works, eats, and recovers. That's endurance disguised as elegance. Women don't measure age, they measure vitality. Subconsciously, they sense who's built to last. It's why a man who's still sharp, lean, and grounded outpaces the temporary glow of youth. His presence speaks of a life well-governed, not just a body well-groomed. At a charity run, the moment a seasoned man glides past his younger coworkers, it's not just cardio, it's contrast. That contrast reveals effort as a lifestyle, not a phase. And women notice that faster than you think. Number four, women notice effort and self-mastery. Attention is easy to earn. Attraction is not. Most men chase the former, mistaking noise for impact. But women aren't drawn to volume, they're drawn to rhythm. They watch how a man moves through stress, how he carries silence, how he breathes through discomfort. That's the language of control. Self-mastery doesn't announce itself. It's not in the bragging, but in restraint. The man who stays calm during chaos becomes the quiet reference point everyone unconsciously aligns to. When he listens instead of reacts, when his tone stays even while others escalate, he builds trust without trying to. A man who listens more than he speaks during disagreement doesn't lose power, he multiplies it. That kind of composure can't be faked, it's trained. And when that control comes with age, it does something powerful. It breaks a silent belief system. Number 5. Age-defying fitness breaks societal beliefs. Most men surrender too early. They treat aging like a schedule rather than a spectrum. Society whispers that decline is natural, that comfort is earned, and too many believe it. But the truth is simple. Age only defines those who stop negotiating with it. Your body can be a quiet rebellion. When it's disciplined, nourished, and trained, it sends a signal. I'm still in control. Women interpret that instantly. If he still looks strong, he still thinks strong. Strength in motion tells the world you're still writing your own terms. There's nothing more confusing to a 20-some than realizing her dad's gym buddy looks better than her date. That kind of contradiction bends expectations, and that's what makes it magnetic. But the real shock isn't in how he looks, it's in what that body represents. Number 6. Staying fit challenges aging stereotypes. Most men let society decide what maturity should look like. The slowing pace, the quiet resignation, the softening edges. It's all a performance taught by repetition. But when a man decides not to play that role, something subtle yet powerful happens. He becomes a living contradiction. Being the counterexample isn't rebellion, it's refinement. It's proof that leadership isn't about control, it's about continuity. Staying fit past the expected timeline shows others that discipline doesn't expire, it compounds. When you defy expectations, you don't just influence, you shift the standard. Men watch with quiet respect. Women notice without announcing it. The world begins to read your effort as authority. And that's why fitness isn't just about looks, it's also about reliability. Number 7. Commitment signals trust and reliability. Too many men think commitment begins and ends with romance, as if it's a promise made only to another person. But commitment is first a promise made to yourself and kept. It's visible in your routines, the way you train, the way you manage your time, the way you show up even when the motivation fades. A man who's consistent in his habits radiates steadiness. Women interpret that steadiness as reliability, and colleagues translate it as credibility. The world trusts those who are predictable in their discipline, not in their words. The guy who never cancels his training sessions rarely misses a deadline. The man who treats his mornings like appointments with himself treats everything with purpose. That's what separates the dependable from the impulsive. But consistency only means something if it touches every area of your life. Number 8. Consistency across life builds attraction. Most men compartmentalize. They're disciplined in the gym, but reckless with money. Focused at work, but detached at home. Strong in body, but fragile in habits. That fragmentation quietly erodes respect. What to do instead is simple, but not easy. Align everything. Let the same discipline that shapes your body shape your words, your routines, and your decisions. When all areas of life mirror the same standard, you stop performing discipline. You become it. Consistency is proof of maturity. It's what separates grown men from those still seeking applause. And when every part of your life reflects that steadiness, your tone, your finances, your health, your relationships, That's when the word intimidating turns into a compliment disguised as fear. Number 9. Intimidation equals attraction plus fear. Most men hear the word intimidating and think it's a problem to fix. They start softening their tone, shrinking their posture, or downplaying their competence, trying to appear more approachable. But intimidation isn't an insult. It's emotional overload. It's what happens when attraction collides with uncertainty. Women use that word when they feel drawn in, but also unprepared for how much control you have over your presence. It's not your size or your voice. It's the quiet assurance that doesn't demand attention, yet still commands it. That calmness gives them no emotional defense. It's unsettling in the best way possible. When your confidence doesn't need to be loud, it gives people space to reflect. And that reflection can make them uncomfortable. But that vulnerability does something even more interesting. It feeds curiosity. Number 10. Fear of rejection fuels deeper interest. Most men spend their lives trying to make everyone comfortable. They feel silences too quickly, agree too easily, and apologize for existing too confidently. But when a man is centered, he understands that comfort is not the goal. Clarity is. A grounded man doesn't fear the gap between interest and action. He knows that letting discomfort breathe builds respect. Women respect men who don't chase approval because it forces them to evaluate why they seek it in return. Sometimes a calm and confident no carries more gravity than a 100 attempts to please. It signals boundaries, self-respect, and presence. That kind of restraint doesn't push people away. It pulls them closer through intrigue. And once you reach this level, being called intimidating becomes your quiet trophy. Bonus point: embrace being intimidating. Most men dim their presence in the name of being approachable. They round their edges, hide their strength, and pretend humility means shrinking. But power doesn't need to apologize, it just needs refinement. Own your energy. It's earned, not accidental. Intimidation is the echo of self-mastery. It's what happens when a man's results speak louder than his explanations. It means you've evolved beyond the need for validation. You don't perform confidence, you embody it. When your discipline speaks before you do, you've already won. Your presence becomes a quiet invitation for others to rise, not compete. That's leadership disguised as calm. If you're still here, drop discipline wins in the comments to show you watched to the end. Thank you for staying with us till the end. If you learned something today, hit the like button. It helps more men find this message. Subscribe for daily insights that sharpen your edge and steady your mindset. Send this video to someone who's quietly building their best self. Thank you for watching. We've picked another powerful video for you. It's right there on your screen. See you tomorrow.